Stay tuned for the biggest fish, the hottest bites, this week here on In-Depth Outdoors. With James Holst.
Look at that. Wow, is that an incredible fish?
And the rest of the IDO fishing team. We're headed to the best fisheries across the upper Midwest and Canada. We'll fish longer, explore unfished bodies of water, and go further off the beaten path in search of the hottest bites in fresh water. With Pat McSharry.
All right, what a fish.
Andy Fiocco.
Wow. Get the colors on this fish.
And Mike Anselmo.
Man, he's thumping.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of In-Depth Outdoors. I'm James Holst, and on today's episode, we're going to head north to Lake of the Woods, where we're going to fish out of Crawford's Camp in Sioux Narrows. Now, as everybody knows that watches this show, we've had quite the run of crazy weather this ice fishing season. For all intents and purposes, at least by my judgment, ice fishing in central Minnesota and south is shot for the season. Now, we have had a little cold weather here this last week. That's kind of skimmed back over some of those lakes that did open up completely, but that's not enough ice for me. So we're going to take the truck, we're going to head north to Lake of the Woods, where I'm going to be fishing with Pat McSharry. Now, when we checked into Crawford's Camp, which is one of our favorite places to fish, Matt Ryberg, the owner, mentioned that there were a lot of things we could do, but something caught my attention. He mentioned a shallow water crappie bite on Lake of the Woods. And as far as my knowledge is concerned, I've never heard of such a thing on that fantastic body of water. Typically, crappies are caught in deep water at this time of the year. And I've always had mixed emotions about that. Crappie, you can have some delayed mortality issues catching crappie at a 30 plus feet of water, but Matt was talking about catching crappies in 12 to 20 feet. So we're gonna check that out on today's show. So it's Pat McSharry and I. We're fishing on Lake of the Woods, one of the best multi-species destinations we know of, and we're looking for shallow water crappie on Lake of the Woods.
Got him.
There you go.
Doesn't feel like a giant. Feels like an eater. Come here, buddy. There's a nice fish. What I think is pretty cool about this is we are fishing in as shallow water as I've ever fished for crappies on Lake of the Woods. I'm in 15 feet of water right now. Typically, when you're up here fishing crappies, you're in pretty deep water. That's a great eater. We're gonna keep some fish today. Put him on the ice. I got two more down there waiting. Oh, there he is. He'd come up high for that.
There you go.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Come here, fish. Nice crappie. Got that jig way down in there. I think I'm going to alternate back and forth today between that slab wrap and that jig. This guy here, as deep as he's got that jig in his mouth, he probably would eat that slap wrap. Another nice eater there. That's probably about as big as I'm going to keep him today. I do expect to get some bigger crappies in that though. Oh. Yes, indeedy. Eat your Wheaties. Ooh.
There you go.
Yeah. Be a great eater. I don't know that I want to ice my fourth eater in the first 5 minutes, so we're going to let that guy go. Probably right about that 11-inch range. Nice crappie with, of course, you got Lake of the Woods trophy potential.
There we go.
Heck yeah.
Another little guy.
You know what? I've only moved 6 feet, but I like this spot so much better because I'm in the sun.
Right.
That pine tree shading me.
Pop that out. Lots of ear classes.
And again, you can let them go without worrying about them floating them up underneath the ice. You know?
Right, and that's the best part. Come on. Oh yeah, this is a better fish.
Let's see. Oh, there he is. There you got him. Studley.
Perfect.
Burbot.
Perfect, I said.
Oh, I thought you said burbot.
All right. There we go. That's a good eater. I'm gonna ice my first one there.
We bring a lot of stuff to Canada. We don't bring a lot of groceries. So.
All right, get back down there and catch another one here. They definitely do come in pods. Oh, there's one showing up right now. There we go.
You didn't wait your turn, Pat. It's supposed to be me, you, me, you, me, you.
There we go. They definitely, when they decide that they're gonna eat it, they come up and smoke it pretty
Right
good.
up off the bottom fast, yeah.
Yep.
They'll linger along the bottom, and then once you get them to come up even just a few inches, then it's Katie bar the door.
Here he comes again. Boom.
Oh!
Oh man, it's fun. This is the same thing as you though. I've never actually fished crappies and had good success on Lake of the Woods in less than at least 25. So this 14 feet of water is pretty dang cool.
Well, again, don't want to get preachy, but there's so much information out there about how poorly these crappies survive if you release them in 25 feet or more. And,
Oh yeah.
you know, and there's no problem with fishing them in 50 feet of water, just as long as you keep those fish. And I am as guilty as anyone of having done that in the past, thinking that just because the fish swam away, that fish lived. And I've just kind of come across some information here in the last couple of years that point to the fact that that's just not the case.
Skeeter Boat Center is now a full-service Warrior Boats dealer, offering the complete line of Warrior boats, all covered by reliable Yamaha outboards. With dealerships located in Ramsey, Minnesota and Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, Skeeter Boat Center carries more Warrior boat models in stock than any other Warrior boat dealer. No matter which Warrior model is right for you, you'll receive the same attention to detail and service after the sale that made Skeeter Boat Center the #1 Skeeter dealer by volume in the Midwest. For the best selection of fiberglass fishing boats and unmatched service, stop in or visit us online at SkeeterBoatCenter.com.
From the first time you pick up a tuned-up custom rod, you'll know you're holding something special. A rod not mass-produced, but built one at a time by the hands of gifted craftsmen. Rods like the Precision, ice fishing's most versatile multi-species rod, or the Precision Noodle with a tip so sensitive you'll never fish a spring bobber again. And the Commander, the rod that's never met a big fish it couldn't best. Tuned-up custom rods. Ice rods handcrafted for you and the way you fish.
This winter, set a trap for your next trophy with iFish Pro. Ideal for all species, iFish Pro is an innovative fishing system that allows an angler to use their favorite rod and reel instead of trying to manage the fish hand over hand.
There's a flag right there.
Complete your ice fishing arsenal with iFish Pro, tactical ice gear that puts the fight back into tip-up fishing.
Look at that.
Find iFish Pro online at ifishpro.com or at your favorite sporting goods retailer.
Well,
We've had such little snow this year, it feels good to finally get some miles on these sleds.
I'll punch holes.
Whoa! Hit it with a head of steam.
Thumped it,
Not
huh?
a big guy though. All we've done here is move out to about 18 feet of water. We were in 15 earlier, 18 now. That sun, when it got up high over the shoreline there, really seemed to shut down that shallow bite. So we're just looking for a little bit deeper water with soft bottoms. And we've definitely found that, and the crappies are here. Oh, oh.
Nice.
I don't know yet. We'll see. The move was a good idea, that's for sure. About the same as last guy's.
It's not a ton deeper, but
No.
it definitely made a difference.
3 feet. I was putting my gloves on, he just showed up right underneath the bait. I didn't have to do much, just pick the rod up out. I was holding it between my legs.
There we go.
Get him? All right. Find us a big one, Pat.
Oh, it's another average. Boy, he jumped out of the hole. There we go.
He succumbed to the inevitable.
When they decide they're gonna eat it though, they smack it.
Yeah, they charge. Here he comes. Got him. Another nice one. And you got to see
There
that
you
from start
go.
to finish right there on the LX9. This guy, the biggest fish I've caught so far today, was kind enough to give me 3 tries at it. And that's that.
It's got to be the best part about a crappie.
Yeah. They're not the brightest bulbs in the basket. Come on out of there, right in the roof of the mouth. Boy, you don't hook a lot of crappies there, but when you do, they're tough to get loose. That's a beautiful fish. We're gonna let that guy go. That was pretty cool because we got to see it from start to finish right there on the LX9. And if you look, I got another one right there just waiting for it. See you later, fish.
Nice work.
And in that shallow of water, they're gonna release very, very well. Shouldn't have any issues with, you know, those fish not surviving long term. So that to me is worth coming into the shallow water and seeing what we can find. And here's that bait. I got the 1/16 ounce tungsten tubby and glow white there. And then I got a 1-inch nymph. It's just got some appendages, some legs going on there. Probably looks a little bit more buggy in the water than that wax tail I was using. Definitely more bulky. And the last 2 fish that I've caught were both caught on that nymph. All right, back in the water. Pat, I have a whole pocket full of those nymphs.
Here comes a
if you want
fish.
one. Oh, bend that bullwhip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go. Hey, that's a little better one.
Yeah, it is. You have
Yeah.
any buddies with him, or was he solo?
He was solo and he just showed up right on my mark basically, and I just popped it a couple times and he whoop, wham.
All we have to do is just threaten to leave.
Yeah.
There they show up. All right, we'll give it 5 more minutes for fish like that.
Yeah, that's probably my nicer one of the day. It's really cool that you can catch so many different sizes of the crappies, you know, in one spot. You got 6, 8, 10-year classes of fish, and that's just a good sign that the fishery is healthy, and should be a lot of good fishing here in years to come. Got him. Maybe he's not as big as I thought.
Got me all excited over here.
Just another one of those average. Good eating size.
Made you earn it, huh?
I think that's my number 4.
Oh, there's one. Right on the bottom.
There we go.
I said something wrong to mine.
These ones are a little bit more finicky than the other ones.
Oh, mine
Kinda
did
gotta work 'em a
run
little
away
bit
before
more.
it was within 3 feet of his head.
They're loving that. James is using that. You're using the nymph, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm basically using the same setup, but with a wax tail. Just get that popped out there. There we go. Oh, but James is running that nymph. And I'm running the same thing, red, but with a wax tail. You're using a 16th ounce tungsten tubby?
Yep.
So pretty much the same, same combination with just a little bit different plastic there.
Here it comes. Ah,
Doink!
you've been bullwhipped. You know, for being rather finicky on the first crack at it, he woofed it down the second time. Come here.
It's fun to watch their mood change on the
Yep.
graph.
I got another one down there too. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes about what it is that just gets them so infuriated, because they'll go from nope to here I come.
Yep.
Just twitch her just right.
There we go. Oh yeah, he's digging a little bit. There we go. Another nice fish. These ones are schooling up more on the bottom.
Yeah. Still waiting for that big donkey to come in though, about 5 feet up.
Right, and the ones on the bottom, just giving it just a real soft twitch and just coming right up real slowly and closing the deal on it. Whereas those ones up high, it seems like you can really get them to chase it a lot more.
In-depth outdoors, spot on the spot ID.
So on today's Spot on the Spot ID, we're going to talk about the different areas we fished up on Lake of the Woods as compared to how we fished it in the past. Now, in the past when I fished Lake of the Woods, midwinter for crappies, late winter for crappies, we've always been out in deeper water, 30, 35, 38 feet of water. And that's really what you're going to find out here in this deeper portion of the area I've pulled up. This is Lake of the Woods. It's up near Sioux Narrows. And in the past, we've always fished these deeper areas, particularly any hole you can find where it's between 30 and 35 feet. Now those crappies midwinter going into spring will cluster over those deeper pockets of water. You're gonna find soft bottom areas there, lots of food in those areas, and those crappies are found in numbers typically. The problem is, of course, if you pull them out of 35 feet of water, if you're not wanting to keep that fish, you're gonna have survivability issues. So when Matt Ryberg mentioned that he was seeing the start of a pretty good shallow water crappie bite, Pat and I wanted to check that out. So all we did was we moved from this area further into the bay. So I'm gonna turn on some depth shading. You're gonna see the areas we were talking about throughout today's filming. We're talking about hitting these little pockets of deeper water spread across the shallower bay, and that's what you see here. 21 foot, 18 foot, 19 foot, 17, 18 foot. Those little depressions within that expansive shallow bay pulls those crappies. And as you get later into winter, as things start to warm up, there has been a really hard melt up on Lake of the Woods already. So maybe that had something to do with finding these large numbers of fish already moved out of that deep water back into these shallow water bays. The fish we found back there were very active, they were very aggressive, easy to catch, and we found that they bit throughout the entire course of the day. So staying on fish was not an issue. You'd fish one of these small depressions. Once the fish stopped biting, you just moved to the next one, and every time we moved to one of these little depression spots out in the bay, we were back on fish again. So keep this in mind. If you're up on Lake of the Woods, you don't necessarily have to be out here in this deep water. We're finding that there's lots of fish to be had back in these shallow water bays, and there's absolutely no issue with delayed mortality if you want to catch and release.
Markham's new pocket-sized handheld underwater cameras, the Recon 5 and 5 Plus, use a 5-inch color display to deliver superior screen detail and employ a combination of dark water LED and infrared lighting to punch through the darkness. The Recon 5 Plus adds a built-in DVR and on-screen display for critical information, previously only available on full-sized underwater viewing systems. This winter, see what you've been missing with a Recon from Markham Technologies, the undisputed leader in underwater cameras.
Everything you'd expect from a premium quality fish house and so much more. Glacier combines superior craftsmanship and premium quality materials to produce a comfortable and enjoyable mobile base camp for your next outdoor adventure. Available in a variety of models, a Glacier Ice House offers more standard features, more usable space, and a better fit and finish than the competition. Visit our website at glacierIcehouse.com to find a dealer near you and see why a Glacier Fish House is the ultimate way to play.
At Aluma, we're in it for the long haul. That's why we make the longest-lasting, most rugged trailers on the road. Flatbeds, bike haulers, tilt trailers, and enclosed. If you have a lot to move, we've got your way to move it. Our lightweight aluminum trailers will handle even your heaviest loads. At Aluma, we are right behind you with an industry-leading 5-year warranty. Because every trip and every load is valued.
Skeeter Boat Center is now a full-service Warrior Boats dealer, offering the complete line of Warrior boats, all covered by reliable Yamaha outboards. With dealerships located in Ramsey, Minnesota and Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, Skeeter Boat Center carries more Warrior boat models in stock than any other Warrior boat dealer. No matter which Warrior model is right for you, you'll receive the same attention to detail and service after the sale that made Skeeter Boat Center the #1 Skeeter dealer by volume in the Midwest. For the best selection of fiberglass fishing boats and unmatched service, stop in or visit us online at SkeeterBoatCenter.com.
Come on up here, buddy. He's closing the deal. Come on, a little more. So later on in the day like this, they'll still bite.
Oh yeah.
But they're not quite as suicidal as they were this morning.
Well, I think what we should do is just reverse our tracks and get to a point where we fish till about noon or 1 o'clock. Just reverse everything and head right on back.
Right. Overall, I mean, the average, I mean, they're respectable fish.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had some nice fish and, you know, some good sized ones too. That's just your run of the mill, I don't know, 11 or so.
Yep. Take those all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I mean, we've had some nice, you know, 12s, 13s. I think that, you know, one might have had one that hit 14.
Well, it's been good action.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. He looked like he was going to be a little bit nicer, Mark. Yeah, he's solid.
Yep.
My best fish at this spot, for sure. He's not as yellow.
No.
I need to replace that plastic. Oodles of these things.
Oh, yeah.
You know, for a shallow water crappie pattern where you might be thinking that you're probably going to have to sacrifice quantity, that's not the case. Not the case at all. And I would imagine, too, that if you had some cloud cover, this would probably even be better.
Right.
Because take it from the guy that forgot his sunglasses today. It's bright.
Yeah, it's really not that warm out, but this time of year with that sun beating down on you and there's not much wind, maybe a 2-3 mile an hour wind, it's pretty dang nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boom, there he was. They're doing this thing right now where they ease up to your jig and then they'll go back down and they'll sit there and look at it for like 5 seconds, and then every time they come back up and eat it. It has been pretty much a conveyor belt of
Non-stop.
crappies.
Yeah. There he is. We have caught a ton of these things today. Ooh, digging in his heels, digging in his heels. Crappies don't fight like that. Yeah, they do, just when they're bigger. Oh yeah, he's a nice fish. Got him around the transducer cord, but he's still one of the better fish I've caught in this spot. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Yeah, gave me a tussle there. Nice fish. Probably between that 12 and 13 inch mark. Fatty, I like that. I like that a lot. We have caught so many fish today, and we're starting to mix in more of those 12+ inch fish. This is a really cool pattern because I get to do this and not have to really feel guilty about it. See you later, fish. And I got one more down there waiting. There we are. He was way up there.
That last one I just missed was way up high too, like only 10 feet down.
Wow, that's a nice crappie.
There you go.
I am gonna have to go in deep. Oh man, how they can go from staring at it to base of their throat like that. Nothing's changed here for Pat and I. I can't even tell you how many fish we've caught today. Dozens, many dozens. Same baits, that's at Nymph. And we've caught crappies bigger than that and crappies smaller than that. We've caught a lot of them today. And you know, it's probably early afternoon. Had a lot of fun fishing a very cool pattern. I really like the fact that we're still fishing in, you know, some pretty shallow water. Deepest water we found in this location is 18 feet. There he is. He thought he was getting a bug. He was wrong. We got a fish. Nice.
Another run of the mill, huh?
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's not a bad average, really.
No.
Nice. Catching them by the, I don't know how. You couldn't even count if you wanted to. Not that I'm even sure why you'd want to.
Markham Technologies unleashes GPS with the release of the RT9, the first to combine sonar, underwater camera, and navionics mapping in a 9-inch ruggedized touchscreen tablet. Built on the Android operating system, the Wi-Fi enabled RT9 can be used as a standalone tablet or snap into the cradle or performance pack for unmatched portability. ICE electronics the way they were meant to be. Sonar, GPS, underwater camera, one unit. Experience the RT9 from Markham Technologies. The lithium laser and lithium chipper from StrikeMaster deliver power on demand with the push of a button and an industry-leading 50-volt lithium-ion battery. Reach for the lithium laser if you need unmatched hole punching speed, or opt for the lithium chipper if you need the durability of chipper blades for opening old holes or drilling in dirty ice. No matter which auger is right for the way you fish, reach for a StrikeMaster Lithium, the electric auger with power to spare.
There he is.
You can do everything, Pat.
It's a beauty too.
Nice. Well, you don't deserve a big one laying on your back.
Check that one out.
You
Canadian
want me to,
style.
come take it off for you? Oh, I got one coming. Ooh, up hit. I think he's about a cousin to yours, Pat. Not very big. Well, you've got me on creativity points for today, that's for sure.
I think I stood up right here for about 25 minutes and I laid down for 3 minutes and caught one.
As I was just telling the cameraman, I've watched you catch muskies while you were asleep. That's a true story.
Jumbo. Everyone's a jumbo.
When you're fishing a noodle rod. That's a nicer fish. Probably shouldn't be lifting that one.
I'll test the 3-pound test.
As long as he doesn't wiggle, I'm fine. Just hold still. I'm still kind of debating when I should keep that last fish. Of course, when I do, I'm done. So
Right.
Sun's up there a little bit too high yet. Later, bud.
So that brings us to the end of today's show, and as you can see, there's definitely a lot of crappies to be caught in much shallower water than at least I was aware of, given this time of year. And it's a pattern that I'll definitely check back in on. Now, I will admit that the average size of the crappie caught in shallow water at that time was probably a little bit smaller than you'd find out in deep water. Certainly, they're great eating fish, and we did have some nice 13 and almost 14-inch crappie to show for our day out there on the ice. But this is definitely a pattern. Knowing that those crappies survive so much better when caught in shallow water like that, we will be checking back in on this, because I'm pretty confident that in a normal year, if we were to show up in late March, early April, this would definitely be a fantastic pattern for not only the numbers that we saw today, but some of those trophy fish that Lake of the Woods is famous for. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next week.
For more info on the latest fish reports, gear recommendations, and hottest techniques, connect with us online at indepthoutdoors.com or follow us on Facebook at In Depth Outdoors. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to let our sponsors know.